Shannon, the leaks were about spot on. What did you make of the design and I guess the manner in which it was revealed?
Yeah, I guess the design was pretty much as we expected. Literally, can't think of anything that was surprising. Thinking back, yeah, I think the way it was revealed, it was probably kind of worst case scenario and what we theorized, like with except the exception of Mario Kart, which I know we'll talk about. But from a hardware point of view, I think it was pretty much fine for like October, September. I think it shocked me that that's what happened at this point in the year. And then I was excited when I saw that the next direct was happening in Feb, but then I realized it's April. So it did feel a little bit...
Apologies.
I don't want to say nothing because it's like obviously still really exciting, but in terms of like what we knew, it didn't really give us any new information. But it's just great that we can talk about it now and it's a thing.
Yeah, it's great that it's finally out there and we don't have to keep reporting on leaks anymore. Another reveal in the trailer was the new Mario Kart game mentioned, which you there. James, I kind of got the sense that it was like a separate trailer they kind of stitched on to the reveal of the Switch they kind of otherwise had planned. Did you have much of a sense as to kind of the nature of the announcement, and are you excited for a new Mario Kart game?
I didn't really feel it was stitched on. I just thought they maybe wanted to show something about games and maybe wanted people to keep buying Switch games. Or Donkey Kong, it seems. They just seem to be tweeting about that non-stop now. Like, but in terms of Mario Kart for me, like it's like the one like Nintendo game I just don't like. I think it's still not good at it, but like it doesn't really excite me heaps. I don't like the new Donkey Kong look, but that's about all I can really comment on from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I think overall, like this reveal would have been really cool if we hadn't seen all of the other shit trickle out over the past like 4 months. Like I think this would have been a cool, nice little surprise. And I'm not like saying people shouldn't cover it or anything like that, but I just think, yeah, it would have just been cool if we saw this like fresh, right?
In saying that, imagine there were no leaks and like that's all we got. I feel like we wouldn't know anything about it in terms of like the screen size or like the joy. Like I know that might be a mystery, but for me that would be more annoying. I think. But I think I thought about it.
But when you say like that's all we got, like I think it's what it was always going to be, right? Like it was never going to be this like crazy like overhaul.
I mean, it could have just like detailed the screen size and what it was. Like it could have still been about hardware and actually given some kind of information at all.
I think, I think a lot of the exciting stuff is to come in the direct. I noticed that obviously that extra button was blank in the reveals. That means something. Yeah. They teased a little bit about the new Joy-Cons in this trailer. We don't really know.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Did you think like the kind of shot in which they're kind of sliding across the table on their side with confirmation there's going to be like a way to use those as a mouse? Yeah.
So part of me thinks so. But then I also think it's kind of... I don't know if this is right, but I do feel like a lot of people use their Switch portably, right? And I...
Pretty much exclusively for me.
Yeah, I'm exclusively TV, but I know that I'm in the minority there. But I do feel like it's not very Nintendo-like to almost assume people are playing like on a desk or some kind of solid surface. Like it's not quite as, I guess, intuitive as they normally are. So I think that might be a thing. Like I imagine all the Fortnite kiddies will be excited to be able to play with the mouse and keyboard without having to buy a mouse and keyboard on this Switch. I just want to know more. I kind of wish that the direct was February and then we got nothing till June. I'd rather it be like kind of front loaded with like info and games, and I could be a bit more excited because right now it is a little bit like, oh, okay, cool. But now I still want to see more. I don't really feel sated in any way. So
we've known this for ages, but like I wonder why they went so much bigger, because I don't really feel like anyone was asking for like a much bigger handheld, like if it was because of the Joy-Cons or what, but I just feel like it's
more in line with the kind of handheld PCs that are hitting the market.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a different person. Like if you're buying a Steam Deck, like you're getting a big piece of tech.
But is it just like an engineering thing? Like if they want better quality or better, more powerful components and a better battery life, they just need to physically make it bigger?
Probably. Yeah. But it's just big.
I'm a fan of it. I find it a bit small and
I like it, but I just think a lot of people aren't going to realize how much bigger it is until it's there. in front of them.
The Switch isn't really pocketable as it is at the moment. Like, it still takes up a decent
nice
amount of
cargo
room
pant.
in here. Yeah, with really deep pockets. So I don't see it really kind of changing the game too much. For one, I'm excited about having just something hopefully a bit more kind of solid to hold on to. And I'm really excited about the new way the Joy-Cons connect as well. Granted, we already kind of knew a fair amount of information about that in the lead up to this, but
connector
I'm excited
looks
for
kind
this.
of, it looks like it could
You
be
mean
a
like the
breaking
little
point.
kind of filament bit coming out the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's exposed, but I'm sure they've done their testing.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I was worried that might be a bit flimsy. Brody, what about yourself? What did you make of the Switch 2 reveal? Do you see yourself getting one of these?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I want to say yes. I'll wait to see where like the software lands, I suppose. Like, if there's nothing exclusive up front that I'm that excited about, I might wait till like an inevitable OLED model, because I assume this is still LCD.
I really hope that's not true, but yeah.
Yeah, so look, it'll come down to the software ultimately, but I've still got one of the OG Switches that's, still doing well enough. So, yeah, and I'm not a huge Switch player as it is, but I'm prepared to be this generation. I'm prepared to adopt and get on board.
Yeah. I've found myself playing the Switch more later in the generation. Never got an OLED upgrade myself, so I'll be keen to jump over to this one. I do hope it has the nicer screen, but I guess we'll have to see. And I'm pleased that it's getting exclusive games as well. Like, it feels like a proper, like it's earned the 2 title, although it's still backwards compatible.
Yeah.
I kind of hope
caveats
that
there are with that, but
I hope that is a thing though. Like, I do hope that there is, say,
Exclusive
Mario
games.
Kart 9 is Switch 2 only, and
there's not like a port
uses
for
that
original
extra,
SKU.
Yeah, I just hope it's. I don't think they're going to. I think because there's just such a big install base. The Switch One, I'm scared there'll be a lot of cross gen.
I think it'll be like
wish
the new
they would
24
commit.
races will be Switch 2 exclusive, or it'll have some kind of Switch 2 exclusive.
Or there'll be like a
features.
HD texture pack you've got to download on the Switch 2.
Well, it's going to look better, and I guess that is the thing. Like, we all know how much games can look better just from like a 4K resolution point of view. So, like, I think the people that want to upgrade will, and those that want to play with blurry screens and low frame rates, like, aren't going to care anyway.
I'd be happy if like the existing games just kind of ran better, both at a higher frame rate and at higher resolution.
Still really interested to see what they do with software though, because it is like, what do they make Switch 2 exclusive and what do they not, knowing that they can sell like 30 million units of something.
Yeah. I think like the exclusivity will probably come into like where it's making use of that kind of Joy-Con mouse feature, things like that. I don't think Mario Kart will be exclusive, nor will I think Metroid Prime 4 when that comes out, just because that's been in the conversation for so long.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me if the next like 3D Mario game we get is Switch 2 exclusive. Maybe the next Zelda, like the next big Zelda, but it's hard to say.
I think Zelda's interesting. I think there'll be a bit of a break for Zelda, like overall, because I think
In terms of new entries?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be a while. Like, I feel like you'll get like Mario Kart, Mario, maybe even Smash quicker. But I think they might take a break for Zelda to try and do something.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a while since
super
we see
fresh.
like a follow up to like of something Tears of the Kingdoms kind of level.
Which I think is
but-
exciting, because that could be a game where if it is just exclusively for 2, that would be a much better product as a result, I think. I think they could really push the physics in a different way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, excited to see what that turns out to be. Shannon, a Nintendo Direct is scheduled for April 2nd, not February, as as you would have first thought looking at the American style dates. What do you expect to see during the Direct?
I feel like it will be like everything revealed. So I think like launch lineup, I think we'll get price and release date. I think it'll be everything. Pre-orders are open, and then I think we will see a release date in June, July-ish, based on the preview events. But I feel like it'll follow the timeline of the original Switch, which was like 2 months from that to announce. So that is exciting. It's just like 4 months, 3 months feels like an age when we've been talking about this for years.
Yeah.
But it's not. It'll be here quickly.
Yeah, it'll come up quickly, but it does. It's still a couple
I
months
was
away at this
trying to
stage.
think about this. Directs didn't exist when the last Switch reveal happened, or did they did exist? Yeah, they did. Okay, but they didn't do a direct for it. So this will be like presumably like the first time they reveal a console in like a pre-recorded way. So I'm excited. I hope it's like an hour-long blowout and they go into absolutely everything.
Yeah, I reckon they'll do a deep dive and like all the software and the quirks of the console as well. Speaking of which, actually, do you think the kind of mouse mode and maybe like the cast button, which is that extra unknown button is at the moment is rumored to be, do you think that kind of warrants enough of a gimmick for your prediction to land, Shannon?
I think any second screen functionality, and I'm a winner. And then I want it retroactively applied to last year as well.
I'm not making any promises there. If you're keen to go hands-on with the Nintendo Switch 2 ahead of its release, there will be an event in Melbourne as well, which is at, where is it again, Shannon? It's like near
the Rod
the
Laver
tennis center,
precinct,
right? Yeah. So yeah, once the Oz Open clears out, Nintendo moves in. Registration for the event closes Jan 26th at 11:59 p.m. So get in quick, and you can find all the links for that over on the website.